everybody, this is John for MTG Nexus coming at you with another bonus stream tonight. We are trying out actual factual Orzhov Stoneblade, Death and Shadow, whatever, after the kind of rough time with the Mardu version. Wanted to see if it was an issue with just the matchups we had or the mana base. So, going back to a little bit more simplistic version of the deck, we are choosing to play the Orzhov variant. How this one differs from the Mardu we played earlier, obviously the mana is a little bit cleaner. A little less of the 1s and 2s ofs, so you have a lot more 4 ofs. This list, you don't have like Kolaghan's Command or Angress Rampage or any of that kind of nonsense. So you have 4 Tide Health Scholar, 4 Inquisition, 4 Thoughtseize, so lots of hand disruption along with a Collective Brutality. So chances are pretty good you're going to know what's going on with your opponent's hand. The bonus 1-drop, in addition to the 4 Shadow, is one of Giver of Runes, and then one of Unearth as a cycle card, as well as something that can rebuy your threats in the mid to late game, especially your Ranger Captain of the Eos to go get another Death Shadow, etc. And then 3 copies of Stoneforge Mystic. Looks a little weird in this thing, but you are running a Sword of Feast and Famine and a Sword of Fire and Ice. You have 1 of Anguish Unmaking to be able to answer basically anything at the cost of life, 1 of Dismember, 4 copies of Ranger of Eos, kind of the glue for the entire deck. This is kind of your built-in 2-for-1, besides Stoneforge Mystic, some Street Race, and 1 copy of Gurmag Angler. Angler's a little bit weird tack on, but seems fine. You will fill the graveyard eventually. We'll be able to cast it on like turn 3 or 4 a lot of games, especially if you're cracking your fetch lands, which this version has 10, and then the 4 duels. You also have 1 basic plains, 2 basic swamps. So your mana requirements are a little bit less stringent here. And then beyond that, you have 1 Burnt and Forge Tender in your sideboard to go fetch with your Ranger Captains. 2 copies of Celestial Purge for, you know, Death Shadows and Lilianas and all that nonsense. The various Prowess matchups. 3 copies in Rest in Peace for any type of graveyard deck other than Gurmag Angler. You don't particularly care about your graveyard all that much. That and Unearth. 2 copies of Damping Sphere for big mana. 2nd copy of Collective Brutality for any type of burn, prowess, combo decks, sometimes control decks. 1 copy of Plague Engineer for tribal decks. Copy of Liliana the Last Hope to kind of rebuy some of your threats, pick off some mana dork, etc. Kaya, this one's the one that when we played the deck last time, I wasn't quite sure what to make of it, but seems reasonable in an Uro kind of format. 2 copies of Kaya's Guile is a nice modal spell in a lot of spots. Gives you a little bit more graveyard interaction. And then finally a copy of Batterskull when you need an actual threat out of your Stoneforge decks besides just your swords. So that said, we got about an hour or so to actually make some magic happen, as once again, Manatraders series shuts down at midnight, whatever your local time is, and I'm in Eastern Standard Time Zone, so got about an hour to roll here. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully we will have slightly better results than we did with the Mardu version. So Mardu version, we got some interesting pairings, and I kept some loose hands against Amulet Titan, or Titan Vial, not Amulet Titan. So, see how that goes. Okie dokie. So, how is everyone doing tonight? So Ghost is streaming. Fortweezy is streaming. Okay, waiting for Max09. What's interesting, Foz? Well, we've played this one before. Or this exact 75 before. I don't remember exactly how the league went. I think it was a 3-2 league. It's been some amount of time since we played it. So we played it approximately 3 months ago? 2.5 months ago? Middle of June. Just wish our opponent would join the queue here. It's one thing I don't particularly like about the again. Alright, there we go. Finally getting the correct pairing. Alright, so we have Inquisition or Giver of Runes into things and stuff. Seems fine as far as sequencing. I guess since we're on the draw, we get a little bit more information. So either GDS or some type of control deck. Grab a Godless Shrine here. Pile. Remand. Archmage's Charm and Uro. So no matter what happens, we're gonna have to fight through a remand. So I guess we take Archmage's Charm here because it actually is the most annoying for our deck to deal with. Just because it can steal a Death Shadow or Giver of Runes, so I'd rather fight through the remands. And Blaststone obviously is annoying, but it's kind of whatever here. Well, that makes things interesting. Just gonna run out the Giver of Runes here, see if they remand it. They are. Okay. Thoughtseize now. Let's see. Force of Negation or Nexus of Fate, Remand, and Uro. Don't really want to put Remand in or put Uro in the graveyard for them, so I think we just do this. And we Stoneforge plus a 1-drop next turn. And then probably just get stomped by Uro, unfortunately. 2. Stoneforge Mystic. Probably grab Feast and Famine here. Play the Death Shadow. Pass turn. This is the one of the situations where we're going to regret not having Path to Exile. Because we were not going to be able to get rid of that Uro permanently. It looks like they're the Teamer variety. Teamer Urza pile, or Urozo pile. Guess they're not really running Urza anymore. Bolt. Oop. Brennan Sixth. Okay. Sure. Kind of wish we'd drawn another land there, but you can only do so much, right? If we kill the Renin 6, they get to bring back Uro next turn. I think that's the best for us, but I don't think we can let Renin 6 go unopposed here. Awkward situations. We really don't want to play Giver of Runes here. And it's the only way we can have a mana efficient turn, so I guess we just pass the turn. To get to bring back Archmage's Charm potentially. Oop. Guess it's possible now that we've seen the red that we were supposed to grab Fire and Ice, but then we can't really swing through an Uro. That's why this card's just such a pleasure to play against sometimes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another land drop. Nope. So their hand is all gas. Three, 4, 5, 6. Looks like they're going to get the Nexus S here. Even block and sack, they just get a Nexus S. These Euro piles are just such BS sometimes. Alright, so probably want some number of rest in pieces. Kaya, maybe a Kaya's Guile, Liliana, maybe the Forge Tender, maybe the Batter Skull. Dismember is not really a thing. Some number of fatal pushes aren't really a thing. Vitality is not particularly good here. Probably board out the Unearth and the Grimnag Angler since we're bringing in some rest in pieces ourselves. Trying to shave around the edges here. Like Plague Engineer, it can make the zombies smaller, but really doesn't do a whole lot. And I think last time I did discuss about something about Path to Exile, and this is like another thing that maybe you want like some number of path in your 75, even if you don't want it in your main deck. Like, you are in some ways a resource denial deck, but in other ways you just need to be able to kill certain things, and sometimes Fatal Push and Dismember just don't get the job done, especially against Uro that just keeps coming back and back and back and back. And then you're like bringing in things like Rest in Peace, Kaya's Guile, Kaya, or trying to find your one of Anguished Unmaking to kind of close out the game. So, or not close out the game, but deal with Uro. Uro's just such a difficult card to deal with. Like, obviously there are hoops you can jump through, there are things you can do to stop it, but you're really only stopping like half the card one way or the other. Alright, Thoughtseize into Stoneforge, sign me up. Especially on the play. Always tap for black, I swear. Uro, Remand, Fact or Fiction. Take the 5th. Rest of the stuff really well may not matter. So we drew the Sword of Fire and Ice, so I guess we get the Batter Skull. Hope our opponent doesn't have an answer to our thing. Be a great time to rip a third land. Nice. Opponent exiles their graveyard. Goodbye, Uro. So now their hand is double Remand and Forest, and then 3 unknowns. Once again, could Thoughtseize or Inquisition, but really don't want to turn on their remands. Sure. I was wondering if they had a Triumph somewhere in their pile. Okay, you have a Cryptic Command. Recycle the remand. I wonder what they're trying to protect. the thing here. Let's take their Force of Negation, not Force of Negation, Nexus of Fate. Alright, nice to grind out that one. I think in no small part because we answered the... how do we deal with all those freaking copies of Remain, though? Feels like on the draw, that's just a terrible thing for us. How many actual rest in pieces do we want against them? We become less of a Death Shadow deck and more of a kind of mid-range Stoneforge pile. This hand seems okay. Acquisition into Stoneforge. Now, does this become about maximizing Stoneforge or maximizing Death Shadows? Wow. Their hand is powerful but slow as crap. I think maybe we were supposed to get Batter Skull there. Yeah. Looks like we found out what their draw was for the turn. Okay. Still know their entire hand. Ugh. Wilderness Wreck isn't great for us, but everything else is kind of obnoxious too. Come on, deck. Really need another land to make this interesting. We want to get the threat on the board. Not swinging into that. 3, so they can get back something. So they're going to get back the bolt or return to nature. None of the above. Okay. A lot of things could blow us out here. Please don't have fact or fiction. Nothing. Uro-chan! This card's so obnoxious. Jeez. Really? Yeah? Seems about right. Don't think I want to put myself dead to a bolt, so I guess I just go. What plays around the most things here? Okay. Fact or fiction? Do any of these cards actually matter? Okay. Give another bolt. Yep. Alright. Try for one more match tonight. Thanks, Foz, I think. Alright. Okie dokie. Terrible. Currently 1-3. I've been playing a lot of grindy mirror matches with these Death Shadow ones today. I think with the Mardu one I played against Rock, Red Black Luris, and what was the third match? Third match was Amulet, not Amulet. Titan Vial, and I just got stuck on one land. Kept hands that were like multiple discard spells into... Oh, Merfolk. Okay. It's not really a big deal. I don't really get a chance to play in the end of the month series anyway, so I mainly use their qualifying for just testing out decks that I might not want to run through an entire league. So in the end it works out fine, you know. Like, I know it's people that want to win, and so I'm testing out decks or playing other decks that just like Skull is an interesting one. So I can Giver of Runes. Opponent has Harbinger. Opponent has a lot of stuff. If our opponent tries to interact with us, then we just get to... So they drew another Dismember. That's kind of annoying. Okay, take 6 and like it. They have another land, good for them. Like, we can just make Harbinger a complete non-entity. Lord's kind of annoying. Okay. Nice to pull out a game 1 win for once. Alright, so that one could be reasonable. Kaya could be okay. Plague Engineer could be okay. Batter Skull could be decent. Guile's kinda eh. Brutality is a kill spell at least. Potion making is probably a little too cute. Get rid of Angler here. Shade 1 Dotsies. How are you doing tonight, Nair? Nair? Oh dear lord. Hope I'm pronouncing that one right. This one's a mulligan, unfortunately. Hand's not like super exciting, but reasonable enough, I suppose. What am I putting back here? Thoughtseize, maybe? Misbinder, Dismember, Master of the Pearl Trident, Lord of Atlantis. Okay, so you kept a bit of a greedy mana hand. Do I just hope you brick on things for a turn? Take Dismember? Okay, by the way, they can punch in a two damage thing here. Got a 12 here. Plague Man, Merfolk. Get some guaranteed value here. Well, hello there. Not swinging here. Am I? No, I really don't want Kaya to take an unnecessary hit. Okay. Trickster, Adept. Kaya's had an insane amount of value so far this game. I guess they can play Trickster for a turn and weaken things a little bit. Nope, we're just going to play Silvergill, hope to hit a land. It's annoying. This way they can't really Trickster the one they want to Trickster. Mutavault activation, which is unfortunate. Okay, no, they're not. So I guess we hope to get a little bit lucky here. Kill the Lord. I was gonna say, I hope to hit a land and we don't. 2, 4, 6, 8 currently. If we hit a land, we could have played Batter Skull and maybe had a chance. And they draw a Lord and we're dead. So I guess I could have left back, stayed back, activated, put in, or blocked. Activated, put in Batter Skull, not be dead here. Well, Plague Man was kind of a hit or miss thing there, because if I don't block there, then it's kind of a wash. Yeah, maybe I wasn't supposed to block with Plague Man, but I do think the other mistake was not leaving back. No, I guess that was kind of a wash too, because I got to kill their Lord that way. Sands a keep. Three, 6, 8. So I can play my 1/1 Death Shadows on turn 2. Spreading Seas. My 1/1s. Question becomes, what card do I actually play here? Well, I guess Plague Man was the correct choice. I do guess Plague Man was the correct choice. So the thought process on this build feels a lot cleaner than the Mardu one we played earlier. As to the exact details, definitely would need to play it more. Probably want some number of path in the 75. As to how many remains to be seen. like having quite a few different graveyard hate options against Uro piles and whatnot, so Rest in Pieces and some number of Kaya's Guiles seem fine. Kaya seemed reasonable in some matchups there. Liliana really didn't get a chance to shine. Probably want more Plaguemen in some spots. Like the Batter Skull on the sideboard. Once again, doesn't really work well with Death Shadow, but sometimes you want your Stoneforge Mystic to actually be a threat instead of just a sword. And the rest of the deck, the details are really would need to be worked out, but the deck still feels powerful and clean, and I think I'd rather play the Orzhov version than the Mardu version. Just my quick... Like, this version feels a lot cleaner than the Mardu version. Like, the Mardu version has a lot more flexibility, has a lot more awesome spells, but this version just feels cleaner. But don't know about the Gurmag Angler. It could be another threat of some type, you know. But what can you do? Anywho, that's going to be it for all of the streams tonight. I'm going to head to bed because I'm pretty tired and I have some phone calls to make in the morning. So, hopefully getting ready to get back to work, but that all depends on the doctor's visit on Wednesday. So, hopefully we have satiated the hunger for some Orzhov. Thanks, Ando. As always, appreciate the support, everybody that's watching, and everybody catching this on YouTube later. So, hopefully everything will turn out well on Wednesday and I can get back to work. So, this has been John for MTG Nexus.